some wishes out of airplane.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now. Wish right now.
The following is a civil danger warning issued by the United States government. Reports of widespread incidents involving alleged terrorists have been reported in 6 different states. These states are California, Missouri, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Wyoming. These incidents include attacks against civilians and have resulted in many injuries as well as fatalities. It is the belief of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security that these attacks could be linked with ISIS. If you are living within these states, you are advised to take the following action: seek shelter in place and do not leave your shelter until you are told it is safe. You may also evacuate to a neighboring state. No further information on these attacks is available at this time. You are urged to stay tuned to this station, as an update will eventually be needed. Normal programming may now resume.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency.
This is an emergency action notification. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Over the past 17 hours, the reported attacks in California, Missouri, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Wyoming have been found to be linked with ISIS. In addition, more states have experienced these attacks, including Arizona, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Iowa, Louisiana, Minnesota, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Oregon, South Dakota, and Texas. These attacks by ISIS terrorists altogether have resulted in thousands of civilian deaths and counting. To protect your life, you are urged to shelter in your home now. It is too late to evacuate from your current location. You must stay where you are right now, lock all doors and windows, turn off all ventilation, and have a battery-powered radio with you to receive updates on this situation. Do not allow anyone from outside into your home. If someone breaks into your home, you may protect yourself by all means necessary, including deadly force. President Obama has issued martial law and will be speaking on all radio stations on behalf of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security shortly. All television stations may or may not cease transmission indefinitely.
This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most station will remain on the air to provide
The National Weather Service up in La Crosse issued a tornado warning for La Crosse County in western Wisconsin, Monroe County in west central Wisconsin, Vernon County in western Wisconsin, till 7 p.m. At 6:02 p.m., the National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. This storm was near La Crosse, or north of Viroqua, moving east at 30 miles per hour. This storm will be near French Island by 6:05 p.m., La Crosse by 6:10 p.m., Onalaska by 6:15 p.m., Bangor by 6:25 p.m., West Salem by 6:30 p.m., Sparta by 6:40 p.m., Toma by 6:50 p.m. If you aren't up half of the storm, prepare immediately for damage in winds, hail, deadly cloud or ground lightning, and a possible tornado. As for mobile homes and vehicles, evacuate them and get inside a substantial shelter. If no shelter is available, lie flat and down near a ditch, or a low spot and cover your head with your hands. A tornado watch remain in effect for all of western and central Wisconsin. Odd hell, y'all are probably all safe anyway. Mariah's pussy stank like holy fuck, and not even a tornado would want to go near her ratchet ass. The National Weather Service in Las Vegas has issued a flash flood watch which is in effect from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. for the following counties in southern Nevada: Clark, Esmeralda, Lincoln, and Nye. Rain will become heavy at times through tonight. Rain may be accompanied by embedded thunderstorms with torrential downpours. Rainfall estimate is 5 to 7 inches. A flash flood watch means that conditions may develop that lead to flash flooding. Flash flooding is a very dangerous situation. You should monitor later forecast and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Laughlin Police Department and the Clark County, Nevada Sheriff's Office. Residents living near the Shell gas station and convenience store on Casino Drive near Thomas Edison Avenue are urged to remain away from the area as much as possible. The location is experiencing a sewer backup which has flooded the entire store and the area around it. Area flooding is occurring. This is due to an ongoing plumbing problem with the convenience store. Fecal matter is present in the flooding water which is hazardous to your health. As a result, this Shell location is being shut down until further notice. Residents must stay aware and keep posted on future updates, as we are currently under a flash flood watch and any heavy rainfall and flooding will exacerbate the situation. If flooding begins to affect your property, do all you can to barricade in order to stop the flowing of water. If that is not possible, call Nevada Emergency Management at 775-687-0300.
This is an activation of your local emergency alert plan. An emergency is affecting your area. Please listen to the instructions being provided to protect your life or property.
The National Weather Service in Las Vegas has issued a flash flood warning for Clark County in southern Nevada, south central Lincoln County in southern Nevada, until 9:30 p.m. At 3:27 p.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated slow-moving thunderstorms with very heavy rainfall over the warned area. Rainfall of 3 to 4 inches has already occurred in parts of the warned area, and another 1 to 2 inches are expected. Locations most impacted by flooding include Ash Springs, Boulder City, Caliente, Henderson, Las Vegas, Laughlin, Pony Springs, Sandy Valley, and Winchester. Get to a higher level in your house or business.
The following message is transmitted at the request of Nevada Emergency Management. This is an update for the sewer backup and flooding situation occurring at the Shell gas station and convenience store on the corner of Casino Drive and Thomas Edison Avenue in Laughlin. At 3:59 p.m., local law enforcement received reports that raw sewage was flowing along with flooding waters from the heavy rainfall. This is a dangerous situation that puts your health at risk. In addition, vehicles on streets were reported to be underwater. Residents are advised not to go outside for any reason. If you are outside, seek shelter in the nearest building, or find a steady structure, and get up as high as you can. Stay sheltered until flooding ceases and fecal-infested water is no longer present.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Threats have been made against the FCC by Middle Eastern invaders to disable and destroy the emergency alert system. This puts your life at risk, as we will not be able to warn you of hazards through this system. The EAS is a vital tool used by emergency management agencies, government agencies, and the National Weather Service to give you timely warning of life-threatening emergencies. As it is unknown at this time if the threats will be acted upon, we have decided to inform you ahead of time that you may not receive warning and important details of incoming danger. If these threats are carried out at this time, you should do your best to prepare for this and act right now as if your life is in danger. Be aware of your surroundings and stay on high alert for any details that you may find from another source. While other sources may not be as timely with the release of information as the emergency alert system, you should use any information to your advantage. Some channels may or may not cease transmission indefinitely. Stand by for this message.
This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most station will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. All telephone lines are kept open for emergency use. This is an emergency action notification.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Indianapolis Police Department. The Indianapolis Police Department has received multiple reports that a vending machine inside of Lucas Oil Stadium has exploded and released an unknown substance into the air. 3 injuries as well as 1 death have been reported with the explosion. Authorities are unsure what has caused the explosion. At this time, residents are being urged to stay away from Lucas Oil Stadium at all costs. The substance that was released upon the vending machine exploding into the air may be dangerous, and authorities are not allowing anyone near the building as a precaution.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Columbus Police Department. The Columbus Police Department has stated that they have received multiple reports of an explosion of a snack machine inside of Nationwide Arena. The snack machine explosion has resulted in 14 injuries and 2 deaths. In addition, the explosion has released a potent-smelling gas into the air that has caused abnormal symptoms and illness to people who have inhaled it. These side effects have included irritation of exposed skin, respiratory illness, dizziness, unconsciousness, and vomiting. At this time, you are being urged to remain outside of a 1-mile radius of Nationwide Arena until further notice. The mysterious gas is spreading through the air quickly, and you may become ill if you inhale it.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Miami-Dade County Sheriff's Office in Florida Emergency Management. An unusual event has occurred at the Miami International Airport. Reports have been made that a soda machine located in Terminal A at the airport has exploded and caused injury. Along with the explosion, a harmful gas was released and has caused illness in people who have inhaled it. 7 injuries have been reported from the initial explosion, and 4 others were immediately affected by the gas that was released. Symptoms that people have experienced from the breathing of the gas include irritation of exposed skin, respiratory illness, dizziness, unconsciousness, and vomiting. At this time, Miami International Airport is being evacuated and will be closed for at least the rest of the day, or until the gas has subsided. The gas is currently spreading through a wide area, so residents are being urged to remain at least 1 mile away from the airport.
Civil danger for the city and surrounding suburbs of Los Angeles. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Angeles Police Department. An extremely strange and dangerous event has taken place at multiple venues throughout the city of Los Angeles. Authorities have received reports from 3 different sites that vending machines have exploded and caused injury and loss of life. Along with the explosions, A toxic gas was released into the air at each vending machine location and has caused abnormal side effects and illness to people who breathed in the air in the vicinity of the explosion. People who were affected by breathing in the toxic gas were immediately affected. The following sites have reported exploding vending machines: Hollywood Square, Universal Studios, Los Angeles International Airport, and Dodger Stadium. A running total 217 people were injured from the vending machine explosions and 57 illnesses from the toxic gas have been reported. The Los Angeles Police Department has received calls from each side over the past 20 minutes and reports were made from each side 5 minutes apart. As a result, the following actions have been taken. All of the attractions are being closed. The Dodgers game at 7:15 tonight is being cancelled, and Los Angeles International Airport is being shut down until further notice. An update will be needed shortly, as further actions and instructions by authorities have yet to be released.
Evacuation of Los Angeles County is mandatory. A series of explosions of vending machines all across Los Angeles County is requiring the immediate evacuation of residents in Los Angeles County. Toxic gas released upon the explosions has caused a significant amount of illnesses and is spreading out in a wide area. If you are in the affected areas, you must leave right now. Take all necessary belongings and make sure you have enough food, water, and clothing that can last you 24 hours. If you choose not to follow the mandatory evacuation, you do so at your own risk. The interstate will be extremely busy, so the use of alternate routes is strongly encouraged. Evacuate now.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency.
This is an emergency action notification. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. A series of mysterious vending machine explosions has been determined to be an attack against the United States. According to information, terrorists were arming vending machines in public areas with a high volume of people with unspecified gas bombs. Vending machines have exploded in the following cities: Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. The spread of the harmful gas is still a major concern in these areas. The gas has proven to be fatal if inhaled, as loss of life has been reported at each of the affected locations from the gas. Due to this, all public facilities in the United States that have vending machines will be closed until each vending machine is disconnected and removed to prevent any more attacks. Some cities that are within a 100-mile radius of affected areas are undergoing evacuation and shelter-in-place orders. All residents within a 100-mile radius of these cities should shelter in place or evacuate to a safer area until further notice. The following regions are in the area of concern for the toxic gas spread: all of Indiana, northern and central Ohio, southern Florida, and central and southern California and northwestern Nevada. The President will be speaking on all stations within the hour regarding this series of attacks. For now, remain at home if at all possible and follow later statements from local stations and cable and media outlets. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most station will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. All telephone lines are kept open for emergency use. This is an emergency action notification. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Santos Police Department. A dangerous event is occurring in Rockford Hills. At 21:33 San Andreas time, 2 men were reported to be causing mass destruction and dangerous activity that has led to property damage, injuries, and loss of life. The suspects were seen striking innocent civilians with various objects and then shooting them as they run away. Local and state authorities are doing all they can to stop them, but have not yet been successful. The men were last seen taking off on foot toward Rich Man. They are described as white males, both approximately 5 feet 6 inches to 6 feet tall. One of them is wearing a light blue jacket over a black dress shirt and gray pants and a gray raccoon mask. The other suspect is wearing black jacket over a white dress shirt and a fog's mask. One of the men was also reported to have robbed a 24/7 convenience store in downtown Los Santos about a half hour ago. For the safety and concern of the public, all residents in the area of Rockford Hills and Rich Man are urged to remain indoors off of the streets or you could be killed. These men are attempting to injure or kill anyone in their sight. Authorities will continue to attempt to stop the individuals. Stay tuned to local radio, TV, or media outlets for further information as this dangerous situation develops. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Santos Police Department and Los Santos County Emergency Management. This is an update to the situation regarding 2 dangerous men causing mass destruction and deaths to civilians in Los Santos County. At 22:25 San Andreas time, the men were seen leaving the area of downtown Los Santos and possibly heading toward East Los Santos in a black and blue Uber-matched Sentinel. Over the past 45 minutes, the men have engaged in physical confrontation with gang members in the downtown Los Santos area and gunshots have been fired. They have also killed more innocent civilians on the streets by hitting them with their vehicle. The men are traveling at a very dangerous rate of speed and have run people over. For the safety of the public, all residents in the downtown area in East Los Santos are urged to go indoors and not to come outside until the situation can be assessed. These men have a history of causing mass destruction and deaths to civilians and their motive is unknown. Remain off of the streets or you could be seriously injured or killed. Local and state authorities as well as SWAT officers are still making attempts to stop the individuals. Continue to stay tuned to local radio and media outlets for further information as this situation develops.
The following message is transmitted at the request of San Andreas Emergency Management and the Los Santos Police Department. Authorities are currently involved in a shootout with two armed and dangerous suspects just outside of Los Santos International Airport. The suspects are the men who have had a history of causing mass destruction and death to civilians across Los Santos County over the past 3 hours. The men have ditched their vehicle and are hiding behind a sturdy structure near the gate of the helicopter pads and have managed to kill a number of police and SWAT officers. They have also shot down police helicopters with rocket launchers. Anyone in the area is strongly advised to seek shelter in the nearest building and stay away from the situation. If you are outside and do not seek shelter, you could be killed. Continue to stay alert and pay attention to further updates.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Santos Police Department. Police have lost sight of two armed and dangerous suspects who had a history of causing damage to property and deaths to civilians across Los Santos County over the past 3.5 hours. After a brief exchange of gunfire between authorities and the suspects, the men have managed to escape. They were last seen in the area of the Los Santos International Airport and are described as 5 feet 6 inches to 6 feet tall, both wearing suits and animal masks that cover their faces. If you spot the men, do not approach or confront them. They are armed and dangerous and will kill anyone in their sight. Residents should remain alert and stay tuned to this station for further information as it becomes available.
The following message is transmitted at the request of San Andreas Emergency Management and the San Andreas State Sheriff's Office. Two men who have caused deaths to civilians all across Los Santos County have stolen a helicopter from Los Santos International Airport and were seen heading toward Blaine County. It is believed that they are heading toward the Fort Zancudo military base. Residents in these areas should be alert and stay tuned to further updates as this dangerous situation develops. Stay tuned for an administrative message from your local authorities. This is not a test. Please listen carefully.
Following message is transmitted at the request of San Andreas Emergency Management, the Los Santos Police Department, and the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Two men who had a history of causing mass destruction and deaths to civilians across Los Santos County were killed by law enforcement while they attempted to hijack military aircraft at the Fort Zancudo military base. The suspect flying the helicopter was killed as he attempted to flee the military base after dropping off the other suspect right near a military jet. The second suspect was shot down by a tank as he attempted to take off with the jet. All residents who sheltered during this series of events are no longer in danger and are safe to leave shelters. Again, the two suspects who have caused mass destruction and deaths to civilians in Los Santos County have been eliminated and no longer pose as a danger to the public. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Atlanta Police Department. Civil unrest is occurring at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport at 3:15 p.m. Airport security was reported to have been attempting to break up multiple physical altercations between civilians all throughout the airport. According to latest information, random people have been going up to others and have provoked them into engaging in fights. The instigating parties have said things like, "Come at me, bro. You wanna go or I'ma fuck you up," and then have attacked. People have engaged in pushing and shoving, punching, kicking, slapping, and trash talk. Multiple injuries have been reported and the situation has left several civilians hospitalized. Authorities are unsure of what is causing people to act in such a ridiculous and violent manner. For the safety of the public, residents are urged to remain away from the airport. Anyone currently near the airport is urged to evacuate the area and stay outside of a 100-yard radius. No further information is available at this time. An update may eventually be needed if the situation progresses. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Atlanta Police Department. Civil unrest has spread throughout the city of Atlanta. Multiple physical confrontations that have occurred at the airport have now occurred outside of the airport in surrounding areas. Activities that include pushing and shoving, punching, kicking, and slapping with intent to cause injury have continued. More injuries and hospitalizations have resulted from this. Authorities are doing all they can to stop the unrest but are significantly outnumbered. Assistance of the SWAT team may be called for if the situation worsens. Authorities still cannot pinpoint the reason of why people are acting in an animalistic manner. For the safety of the public, residents are urged to stay inside their homes and to lock all doors and windows. If someone you do not know is knocking at your door or ringing your doorbell, do not open the door and allow them into your home. If someone breaks into your house, you have the right to protect yourself and your family by all means necessary, including deadly force if it is justifiable. At this time, you should leave the general public and return home. If someone approaches you and tries to goad you into an altercation, run away and do not make contact with them. Anyone caught participating in physical altercations will be arrested. Stay tuned for further information as this situation develops.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Atlanta Police Department. The fighting between civilians and public facilities continues for much of the Atlanta area. People are continuing to instigate and start physical altercations, and there appears to be no stopping the situation at this time. Martial law will go into effect upon the next emergency alert system message, which will be broadcast shortly.
is now in effect for Clayton, DeKalb, and Fulton counties. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Atlanta Police Department and the Georgia National Guard. Civil unrest in the Atlanta area has spread to nearby areas and has caused martial law to go into effect. The continuation of public fighting has forced authorities to order all civilians to stay inside their homes and not to be on the streets for any reason. If you must leave your home, you must receive verbal or written consent from authorities. Those caught on the streets without permission from authorities will be arrested.
This is an administrative message from the Georgia National Guard. Martial law for Clayton, DeKalb, and Fulton counties is being lifted. Civil unrest has appeared to have ceased entirely and martial law is no longer needed. Those who were caught participating were properly dealt with by authorities. It is now safe to return to the general public. This is an administrative message from the Georgia National Guard. Martial law for Clayton, DeKalb, and Fulton counties is being lifted. Civil unrest has appeared to have ceased entirely and martial law is no longer needed. Those who were caught participating were properly dealt with by authorities. It is now safe to return to the general public.
Talk about it, dancing on, do the boogie all night long, stoned in paradise. Shouldn't talk about it, I want you. We can breathe on the floor, never danced like this before. We don't talk about it, dancing on, do the boogie all night long, stoned in paradise. Shouldn't talk about it, shouldn't talk about it.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency.
This is an emergency action notification. Information of a possible nuclear strike against our country has been received. The current threat level is attack imminent, meaning an attack is likely to occur. There is a huge risk for damage to life and property. The presence of nuclear fallout is almost certain with these attacks. Fallout is a product of nuclear attacks which is deadly to humans. All 48 of the continental United States are considered to be targets for these attacks. All citizens of the United States should remain inside their places of residence and should not leave if unnecessary. If you need to leave your home any reason, you have a limited time to do so before you need to return. Otherwise, you may seek a designated fallout shelter. If you cannot find a fallout shelter, local authorities will lead you to one. Seek shelter immediately. Gather all essential supplies including food, water, and clothing for your stay in the shelter. You should also have a battery-powered radio tuned into your local station for updates. At this time, you should head to your shelter location. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most station will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. All telephone lines are kept open for emergency use. This is an emergency action notification. This is an emergency action notification. Information of a possible nuclear strike against our country has been received. The current threat level is attack imminent, meaning an attack is likely to occur. There is a huge risk for damage to life and property. The presence of nuclear fallout is almost certain with these attacks. Fallout is a product of nuclear attacks which is deadly to humans. All 48 of the continental United States are considered to be targets for these attacks. All citizens of the United States should remain inside their their places of residence and should not leave if attack incoming. Nuclear attacks against our country are about to occur. Seek immediate shelter. Do not hesitate. It is too late to leave your current location. If you are in a vulnerable area, get behind the nearest substantial structure and use it as a shield until the attacks have ceased. Local authorities will pick you up and take you to a safer location to shelter from fallout. Attack incoming. Nuclear attacks against our country are about to occur. Seek immediate shelter. Do not hesitate. It is too late to leave your current location. If you are in a vulnerable area, get behind the nearest substantial structure and use it as a shield until the attacks have ceased. Local authorities will pick you up and take you to a safer location to shelter from fallout. Attack incoming. Nuclear attacks against our country are about to occur. Seek immediate shelter. Do not hesitate. It is too late to leave your current location. If you are in a vulnerable area, get behind the nearest substantial structure and use it as a shield. Attack warning. Attack warning. Nuclear attacks are occurring. Attack warning. Attack warning. Seek shelter now. Attack warning. Attack warning. Do not leave your location. Attack warning. Attack warning. Use your current location as shelter. Attack warning. Attack warning. Use your current location as shelter.
Civil danger for all Internet users of the United States. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Civil danger exists for all people using the Internet on their computers, laptops, tablets, or phones. A virus is spreading throughout the Internet and has attacked multiple users. The virus is a Trojan horse, also commonly known as Deez Nuts, which disguises itself as a short 5-second video clip of an African-American teenager making a prank phone call. And he says the the words "Deez Nuts, Pa got him" in the background. The virus is encrypting files on the affected computers and stealing personal information such as IP addresses, home addresses, bank account information, credit card information, and social networking passwords. This is a very dangerous situation. If you are currently using the internet or have a network turned on, shut it off now. Log off of the internet so you are safe from the virus. The FBI will be working to track the source of the virus, and proper measures will be taken against the individuals who are responsible. This investigation could take many weeks or even months. You are advised to remain offline until the investigation is concluded. If you choose to continue using the internet, you do so at your own risk. All of your personal information is in jeopardy.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the City of Beloit Police Department. A situation is currently ongoing at the Walmart Shopping Center at 2785 Milwaukee Road in Beloit at around 8:15 p.m. on January 2, 2015. A supposed bomb threat was made toward the store. A suspicious-looking package was left in the middle of the store, causing the entire building to be evacuated. At this time, the contents of said package are unknown. All citizens that were in the building were evacuated to the parking lot outside as a precaution. In addition, the City of Beloit Police Department has enlisted the help of the Winnebago County Bomb Squad to determine the level of an existing threat. No further information is available at this time. Any citizens within a 1-block radius of the area are being asked to remain away from the Walmart until the situation can be assessed.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the City of Beloit Police Department. The bomb threat situation that occurred at the Beloit Walmart has ended. According to reports, the Winnebago County Bomb Squad entered the building and located the package that was believed to contain an explosive device. After a thorough examination of the package, the Winnebago County Bomb Squad has determined that no threat of an explosive device exists. The package in question contained wires and batteries that are believed to be part of a gaming system or console. Therefore, the threat towards the safety of the store and citizens no longer exists, and an all clear has been given.
The following message is transmitted at the request of Rock County Emergency Management. At around 9 p.m., the bomb threat at the Walmart Shopping Center located at 2785 Milwaukee Road was proven to be sincere. An explosive device inside the store has detonated and caused severe damage to much of the building as well as multiple injuries, and even a few reported casualties. The City of Beloit Police Department has said that this is a very serious situation. As a result of the incident, a half-mile radius of the store is being closed off. Until further notice, any surrounding businesses are being closed. Any citizens remaining in the area are being urged to leave the area immediately and stay clear of the ongoing event. Further information will be released as it becomes available.
immediately interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency.
This is an emergency action notification. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. A strange and dangerous event is occurring all throughout the United States. The Federal Communications Commission, in conjunction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, has received hundreds of thousands of reports of self-inflicted deaths among U.S. citizens in all 50 states. The United States government estimates the current suicide toll to be in the 200,000 to 300,000 range. It has been reported that suicide victims have seen a photograph of a dog of the Shiba Inu breed with the caption "Wow." This photo is an internet meme also known as Doge. Victims have then immediately turned to killing themselves with the nearest sharp or blunt object to their reach or choking themselves to death. Authorities are unsure how this photograph of a dog is driving people to commit suicide. For your safety, you are advised to shut off all electronic devices with internet capabilities so you do not come into contact with this photograph. If you accidentally view this photograph while attempting to shut off your device, look away from the screen or destroy your device. If you view this photograph elsewhere, run away from the scene immediately. If you find yourself looking at the photograph for even a few seconds, you may not be able to prevent yourself from committing suicide. Authorities believe that the photo may be a suicidal trigger that cannot be deactivated. It is best that you remain out of the general public. Breaking the law during this dangerous and life-threatening event will not be tolerated and may be punishable by imprisonment or death. Stand by for this message.
This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines are kept open for emergency use. This is an emergency action notification.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the St. Louis Police Department and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. A child abduction occurred on January 16, 2016 at approximately 6:30 p.m. in St. Louis County. The child's name is Ben Johnson, a 7-year-old white male, 3 feet 1 inch tall, weighing 40 pounds, with dark brown hair and blue eyes. The suspect is the child's non-custodial mother, Lynn Taliverson, a registered sex offender with the state of Missouri, a 34-year-old white female, 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing 160 pounds, with dark brown hair and blue eyes. The suspect and child were last seen in the parking lot of a St. Louis supermarket on Main Street, possibly traveling to St. Charles County in a sky blue 2013 Chevy Equinox with Missouri tag number 161 William Robert Nolan. That's 161-WRN. Ben is believed to be in extreme danger. If you spot the child, the suspect, or the suspect vehicle, call 911. Do not approach or attempt to stop the suspect or the suspect vehicle. Call 911 immediately.
With special savings on Plymouth Breeze, get $1,500 cash allowance or low 1.9% APR for big finance savings. At Chrysler and Plymouth, we'll show you what's new.
You will remember nothing.
You American scum do not belong to this world. Soon, you will all meet your horrible fate. Prepare for destruction of your homeland, for this voice will be the last you hear. We hope you have enjoyed your broadcast day and pathetic lives. Good night.
You wrote everything else is the truth in this journal. The journal.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency.
This is an emergency action notification. The following message is transmitted at the request of the President of the United States. This is not a test. President Barack Obama has hereby issued nationwide martial law for all 48 continental United States effective immediately. The states of Alaska and Hawaii are not included. Attacks against this country are occurring and more attacks are very likely. These attacks are considered to be acts of terrorism from an unknown origin. Attacks by means of gunfire, bombings, and abducting have occurred all along the East Coast and are quickly spreading to the central and Midwestern states. American citizens are in danger. It is unlikely that these attacks will cease any time soon. These terrorists have already claimed hundreds of thousands of lives within the past 12.5 hours. For your safety, you must stay inside your home. Lock all doors and windows and seek inner refuge on the lowest floor of your home. Make sure you have essential supplies including food and water that will last for your stay Stay at home. Rationing may be necessary. Martial law means that citizens in the affected area are being prohibited from leaving their homes without written consent from authorities. If you are not currently in your home, you must head there right now. You are being given the next 30 minutes to leave your current location to return to your residence before law enforcement begins to take action. If you are more than 30 minutes away from your residence, you may be required to get an escort from local authorities. Those caught on the street during this martial law are putting themselves in danger and will be arrested. Stand by for this message. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public and assigned areas. You are listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines are kept open for emergency use. This is an emergency action notification.
Good morning. Should we be teaching our school kids only in English? That's the question before California voters whose decision on bilingual education will be closely watched today, Tuesday, June 2nd, 1998.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer, live from...
Welcome to The Price is Right. Thank you. Thank you.
This is The Edge with Sue Herrera.
Clean. Whoa, remember this guy? Never brushed.
New Friskies Dental.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this...
Excuse me. My heart is racing. You are so totally whipped.
This message has been transmitted at the request of the New York State Public Health Department. A deadly virus has spread rapidly throughout the state of New York. Symptoms mentioned earlier have now worsened, causing unusual human behavior such as cannibalism to occur. It is unknown at this time of the origin of this virus. Officials are now asking residents to stay securely indoors to maintain the safety of you and others. Please do not use the telephone. The telephone line should remain open for official use. Emergency services may be delayed to respond due to
fantastic story ahead. Kudos to the nurses, the brave nurses and doctors.
Very true. Like the name, too, NATO. Weather Center Live continues at the top of the hour. We are tracking Winter Storm Boreas until the last flake falls.
And feeling the impacts at the airport delays you could face if you're catching a late flight.
Plus, we'll be here all through the evening for complete coverage of Winter Storm Boreas on air, online, and on your mobile. Stay with the Weather Channel all week and on into the weekend. We'll get you home.
Kim Cunningham, Calvin Grogan coming up in 2 minutes.
A high surf advisory is in effect. Currently in our area.
This is an emergency action notification. Reports indicate that the United States may be in danger of a nuclear attack. Please stay tuned for any additional information. This message will repeat. This is an emergency action notification. Reports indicate that the United States may be in danger of a nuclear attack. Please stay tuned for any additional information. This message will repeat. This is an emergency action notification. Reports indicate that the United States may be in danger of a nuclear attack. Please stay tuned for any additional information. This message will repeat. This is an emergency action notification. Reports indicate that the United States may be in danger of a nuclear attack. Please stay tuned for any additional information. This message will repeat. This is an emergency action notification. Reports indicate that the United States may be in danger of a nuclear attack. We are under attack. We are under attack. Take shelter now. Take shelter now. This is not a test. An actual nuclear attack on our country is occurring. We are under attack. We are under attack. Take shelter now. Take shelter now. This is not a test. An actual nuclear attack on our country is occurring. We are under attack. We are under attack. Take shelter now. Take shelter now. This is not a test. An actual nuclear attack on our country is occurring. We are under attack. We are under attack. Take shelter now. Take shelter now. This is not a test. An actual nuclear attack on our country is occurring. We are under attack. We are under attack. Take shelter now. Take shelter now. This is not a test. An actual nuclear attack on our country is occurring. We are under attack. We are under attack. Take shelter now. Take shelter now. This is not a test. An actual nuclear attack on our country is occurring. We are under attack. We are under attack.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. I repeat, civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. This warning applies to all areas receiving this broadcast. Tune in to 9:20 a.m. to get updated information in the event that you are separated from your television or if electrical service is interrupted.
No more envy at other people's happy, successful lives. All this from one amazing product, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. With this incredible product, you get cars, motorbikes, helicopters, weapons, nightclubs, boats, a host of new friends, and do-it-yourself equipment. Not to mention 9 hours of music, which is a lot. All this for just $49.99, including this handy carrying case. But wait, there's more. Similar products sell for as much as $5 million and can cause headaches. We've got martial arts, fashion, dancing girls, Blondie, Hall & Oates, catamarans, big houses, and lots of them. I've tried it.
This is the emergency alert system. The emergency action notification that was issued has been canceled, or zombie alert has been canceled. There's no emergency. You could go outside and talk to the guy at your door. He's just a census worker. We need you to fill out forms. There's no speculation. There's no speculation on why the issue, no, not issue. The alert was sent out. There's no speculation on why it was sent out. We don't know. We have no idea. So go to your door and talk to the census worker. That he wants to talk to you. You have to fill out form. You can go outside and talk to the guy, and he wants to know about how many people live in your home. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hello? I'm busy. I said hello. Ow!
This message has been transmitted at the request of the Stillwater Police Department. A local area emergency has been declared by the Stillwater Police Department. Reports indicate that an unknown individual is traveling around the city of Stillwater in a septic vehicle. The individual is using the vehicle to spray human feces and draw sewage on buildings and people. The Stillwater Police Department recommends citizens to stay indoors during this situation. Any other information is currently unknown. If there is an emergency, please dial 911.
This message has been transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. An unidentified individual has caused many tragedies through the past 12 hours. Visual details of this individual have
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these.
This is the emergency alert system. The emergency action notification that was issued has been canceled, or zombie alert has been canceled. There's no emergency. You can go outside and talk to the guy at your door. He's just a census worker. We need you to fill out forms.
This message has been transmitted at the request of the New York State Public Health Department. A deadly virus has spread rapidly throughout the state of New York. Symptoms mentioned earlier have now worsened.
This is the monthly test of the emergency alert system.
The National Weather Service in Chicago has issued a winter storm warning for. Really? You say the tone scare the
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Numerous reports of child abductions and break-ins have been made all across the country over the past 4 hours. Most of the children reported missing are between the ages of 3 and 11 according to most recent statistics. The following states have reported the most missing children: Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee,